All right. You've seen the workout. What's your plan?
We are about to watch Faith Stewart, a semifinal level athlete, demo our Monday workout from TDD Compete. This workout is going to be 2 total sets with a 4-minute clock. There will be a 30 or 24 cal row buy-in, 30 cals for the men, 24 cals for the women, into an AMRAP in remaining time of 4 burpee box jump overs and 4 ring muscle ups. After you finish your first set in that 4-minute clock, you will rest exactly 4 minutes. So it's a 1-to-1 work to rest, and then you will repeat that. Our goal today is to make sure, again, we bring intensity, but we want to have a max sustainable pace. So whatever you hit on set 1, the goal is to hit that on set 2. Let's go watch Faith.
What's your plan?
I have no plan.
You have no plan? Why not?
It's short. I only got here 10 minutes ago, and I don't know, I'm good at muscle ups usually, so hopefully they'll just hang on and
okay,
that'll be
cut
good
the
enough.
shit. What are you going to try to do here?
Go fast, unbroken.
Unbroken.
It's only 4 minutes, and if I don't go unbroken, I messed up probably.
Okay, let's see.
All right. Man, who is this ladies coach? You would think she would have a better strategy going into this.
Probably some scrub.
All right, knowing that there are 2 intervals in this one, we've already talked about this a little bit, but it's important to pace this correctly so you can crush both intervals.
So we're viewing this as if it was 2 scores, like in a scored competition, right?
Yeah, but those 2 scores, they're still, you want your total reps of those. So make sure that you don't blow up in the first one where you can't do well in the second one. That could really cost you on the leaderboard.
Yeah, so me, I would be sweating, I'd be like, oh man, I don't know. Am I gonna underdo it on the first one?
Yeah. That's why these workouts are great in training, because then you can get a feel for what is my actual threshold. You can almost always go harder than you think, but it's like the newbie that truly sprints the first one that's just completely blown up for the second.
So when you're warming up for something like this, is it good to play with?
Yeah, I would love to do I have people do warm-ups where they may do a full round of it and then get a feel, okay, now we're going to go at 95% of that for the first full interval. They can they have a target after doing a full round.
Would you do that for this work? Let's talk about this specifically.
For sure. So for example, maybe
and that wouldn't be because some people would say, well, I don't want to overdo the warm-up. Is that overdoing a warm-up?
It could be in certain situations, but especially in a training situation, I think it's really good to just do a full round. Look, if it's a long chipper, you're not doing the full chipper.
Sure, I'm talking about this workout. Yeah.
In this, she could do a full 24 cal row at her game pace, and then just one round of 4 and 4. And from there, it's okay, I held 1050 on my row. I'm going to actually hold 1025 to make sure it's sustainable, and then I'm going to sprint the box jumps, or I'm going to slow down in the box jumps and make it 4 seconds per rep instead of 4.5
And if she
seconds.
was a more self-aware athlete, she probably wouldn't need that. Maybe she could do something different.
Sure, totally. Faith has been working a lot on strength work right now. So when she's filming this workout, she's not doing a ton of Metcon. So I'm interested to see what it looks like going back and forth from rings to box. But the other thing that she's just really good at no matter what is ring muscle ups. She can do a huge set unbroken. She's really confident with going back and forth. So for her, she's going to pace the row a little bit more. Some higher power or bigger female athletes would probably take advantage of going faster on the row and getting off 15 seconds before her and just trying to get a couple reps early. For most people, though, that's really dangerous because if you go too hot on the row, your ring muscle ups or your burpee box jumps will slow down too much. That's still the biggest separator in this workout. So you just got to keep that in mind. You need to have fast transitions from box to the rings. Now, it is double pressing. You're pressing off the ground on the burpee. You're pressing through the rings on the ring dip portion of the ring muscle up. So this is going to still have a lot of upper body fatigue, and you need to have really good ring muscle up endurance or ring muscle up stamina to be able to sustain that for 2 intervals of 4 minutes.
So that she just finished her second set. Most people, just think about the average person and compete. Where do you think they're falling on this unbroken set of muscle ups? Is it unbroken? Is it resting? What do you think the average person's doing here or should be doing?
I think most people will probably do the first round or 2 unbroken, and then most people are going to have to break this. That's why we pick these numbers. I know 4 doesn't seem like a lot, but coming from row to burpee box jump to the rings, it gets pretty dense pretty fast. And by that 3-minute mark, if you're 2 rounds in, this 3rd round or that 4th round, if you get to it, it's going to be pretty tough. And especially in the second interval of this, which we'll see in a minute.
That's 3.
Her ring muscle ups still look really good. There's some positional things that we've talked about. I want to see her get a little bit longer as she comes back through on her swing. But she's so good at them. It's something that we're not going to spend an hour a week working on like little positional things like that when she needs to work on her strength, for example.
Now, if you can't go unbroken on these, where do you suggest the rest? After these, before you jump on the rings, or before you come back to the box?
If you're actually going to break the ring muscle ups, I would say transition fast to the rings, kind of practice that. If we always are looking at workouts as how can I practice being a better competitor, go fast to the rings, do 2, take a short break, do 2, and then just move slowly back to the box.
Why do you like that? Go ahead and jump up and do a couple thing.
Because
I think psychological thing?
It is mostly psychological. I think it's really good to build confidence with yourself, knowing that you can always jump up and do a set.
She just finished there.
Yeah,
that was 4.
4 total rounds.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see, okay, can she do 4 again or somewhere close to that? That, again, is one of the goals. And high-level athletes are able to kind of repeat that. We've seen it at the games where they did intervals where they went up and they had to come back down after a 6-minute rest. We've seen this at semifinals in the past or different workouts that are qualifiers. This is really good training to see if you can sustain that.
Let's rewind and see what she said.
How's the first one?
My lats just got tired. And I'm breathing a little bit, but mainly my lats are tired.
All right, and we're back.
All right, so interval number 2. I'm actually interested to see what she does on the row here, if she slows it down or if she can keep the same pace. Chris, move it over there. Oh, it's Michael Bay. Ooh, yeah.
You tell me what to do.
All right, so same pace, 10:50. That's what, before she did the workout, I actually wasn't on site this day. She texted me and said, I'm just going to hold 1,000 at 10:50, which is exactly what she's doing. Again, great pace for someone that knows that they're good at the ring muscle ups and the burpee box jump overs. If you are a bigger female athlete, just higher power, you probably want to go a little bit faster than this and make up a little bit of time. But there's not much time to make up in only 24 calories. You got to keep that in mind. It's not like you're doing 50 or 100 calories to start this where you're making up a ton of time. You're going to lose too much time if you blow up on the row and then obviously can't do ring muscle up. So for everyone, and that's the same thing that's true for the guys as well. I think some bigger guys can just kind of rip it and they'll get 30 calories done in a minute and 10 seconds, and that's impressive.
And obviously, do y'all put out a layout for this workout? Probably not, right?
As far as like floor plans go?
Floor plan. So obviously, when you're looking at scores on the leaderboard, there might be some differences because people set up differently for a small workout like this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when we get closer to competition time, we do put some floor plans out for practice. But CrossFit always changes them up. Right?
Everyone has different gyms too.
Exactly. So we don't want to hinder people in that way.
Just something to keep in mind.
All right, so finishing around the same time as the first interval. So now it just really comes down to, can her transition stay as fast and can she keep the ring muscle ups unbroken? For her, I assume that she will be able to. The one thing I told her after this workout, just getting some feedback from her, and it was again via text, speed up the burpee box jump overs. I was trying to ask, hey, give me some guesstimations of how long the burpees were taking. What she told me is about right. She's just a little too slow on those for where I want her to be as a high-level semifinal athlete. Really great transition to the rings. Her ring muscle ups still look great. She catches a little bit lower than some athletes, but she's just really good out of the dip. So again, we're not spending a lot of time like, hey, can you catch a little bit higher? You see maybe some high-level male athletes that almost do like an uprise. They're almost missing the dip portion. And that's great if it's legal, if CrossFit allows you to do that, or if whatever competition you're going to allows you to do that, that can minimize the fatigue, but you also need to be really good at pulling through the rings to do that.
There we go.
Same burpee pace on that one. Transition's a little bit slower here. If I'm on site, I'm cueing her to just really be aggressive as possible, getting back to the rings. Like I've already said, she's good at ring muscle ups. So where's the next level for her? And that would just be pushing the pace, getting to the rings, making that a really aggressive transition, and continuing to psychologically believe that she can do a set of 4, which she almost always can in a setting like this. You can see she just peeked at the clock before she went back to the box. So she knows exactly where she's at to get the same score, close to that same score.
Do you like people coming down close to the box, a little further away?
If we're sprinting burpee box jumps, I actually like to jump a little bit farther away so that the chest can hit as soon as the feet hit. In a pacing situation like that, I haven't really worked on that a ton with anybody. I think it's more about like what's most comfortable to get your chest back down to the ground quickly. All right, that's
our third round.
Yep.
There.
All right, so 30 seconds left. She can definitely get back to the rings. It's just a matter of if she wants it here. This point in an interval, this is 8 total minutes of work. You're going to be pretty fatigued, but this is where we want to see people kick. Take some risks to see exactly where you're at so you know if you get in this situation in competition, in the open, in quarterfinals, in semifinals, whatever you do, that you're able to push harder and
10
faster than you
seconds.
think.
Can she do it? Can she do it?
She's going to jump up on the rings, and now she's going to swing over the rings.
1,
All right.
2.
Well done. They
That's
still look
2.
good. Yeah. So 3 rounds and then 2 muscle ups on that second one.